How still lies the bay in the light western airs, which blow from the crimson horizon. Once more we tack home with a dry empty hold, saving gas with the breezes so fair. She's a kindly Cape Islander, old but still sound, but so lost in the long rider's shadow.
Here we are, arriving at Big Tancook Island. So the ferry is just for passengers, but people here do seem to have cars. So presumably they have to be brought over in some other way.
And is it all right if I hang my coat up?
Sure, hang your coat anywhere you want it on a, if you can find a hook.
So there'll be lots of folks here.
Yeah. Well, we only have 4 kids in the school now. Yeah, we're down to 4.
I've been here forever. I've been
Yeah,
here a long time.
yeah, 31 years. I'm in my 31st year.
That's what I thought.
This is one of the rooms in the Big Tancook Elementary School. They currently have 4 students. Here we can see some portraits that they have done of themselves. Austin, Claudia, Jacob, and Kyle. Kyle isn't here right now, but Austin and Claudia are in grade 4 and Jacob is in grade 5. That means that next year Jacob will be going to school in Chester, so he'll have to take the ferry every day to get to school. The students have laptops. There's a printer, a photocopier. They have iPads. A volunteer comes in once a week to play recorder with the students, and another volunteer comes to play piano. Right now they're getting ready for their Christmas concert, which is in December, which everyone on the island comes out to. It's lunchtime right now, and all the students, the 3 of them that are there, are outside, running around, playing, while the teacher is able to stay inside and take a break, so they don't need to have supervision outside.
But he does some things with us. In the first thing in the morning, well, Glenda works with him the first half hour, and because I read with my kids individually, first half hour, they each read a story to me, and then we all meet over here at the news story, and he comes with us over there, and we do about 40 minutes together as a group. Right. And he does art with us at the table as a group, and phys ed and that sort of stuff.
When he rang the bell to go back in, they all yelled, "Yay, school!"
Yeah,
and then they went running for the door. Like they loved school. They were so happy about it.
Yeah. And their favorite subject was math. Like you usually don't see that.
She said that he doesn't learn. I mean, love to. Love to challenge. School by the time I would say 2 years. I think and that's a change to go grade. Because she was telling us about the Christmas concert and the whole entire community comes in. What happens to them? You know that I think they will miss out on some of these. Yeah, so I think times like that when the community gets together. Like for Halloween, the kids get a bin of
Family size bags, because I said like the big bags, not they're like family size.
And she said that they people from come on the ferry to
just
do
to
Halloween.
give out treats. Oh really?
Yeah. And what about those the guy that comes from, is it New Jersey, from the United States or somewhere? So when the school, so when that school closes, they lose those experiences, right?
Think of all the family coming to see 3 or 4 students
Do a Christmas concert.
I would like to.
I want to come.
I want to come too.
We're all coming. Come back at Christmas and
when we were small, we used to like.
But it was also interesting to see in a documentary way. It's like after being visiting different
with a stick
rural areas.
Or with stones on stuff, like the stones
Actually quite the
sometimes
same.
like be white chalk.
People, they're just so happy that the school is there for them. That they have the possibilities to get education. So I think also for the community it's important to have the school. Because if the school disappears, then the local community will disappear as well.
Not as often.
So if you had children, would you send them to that school?
That's
like,
a really good question.
that is like the joke that
If I actually lived on the island, I would. Obviously, they talk about those safety issues, and they're real. Like, you would not want to send your kid on that on this
And just
ferry.
like seeing their experience and what they, everything they do during the
And
day.
they didn't seem like any lesser educated. They were quite bright. I mean,
And they had a lot of resources too. Like they had all the same resources that you would see in the other schools.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
Definitely see that.
And just the teacher, even after all that time, still absolutely loves her job.
Yeah.
And is so passionate about what she's doing and would do it forever if she could. So yeah.
But she said she didn't. It was interesting. She didn't want to go to another school.
Yeah.
Like if this one closes, she said she will not go to a bigger school. Like she just resigned.
It would be a difficult transition for her too. Like I
as
can't
much for
imagine
the kids
it.
that would be for her.
Yeah.
And it's also really interesting seeing how scared the boy in grade 5 is to go to.
Nervous. Yeah. But he didn't know why he was nervous. Like he hasn't thought about
He
it.
said that.
It's probably
He's like,
just
"I'm just nervous."
ingrained because like he knows the older students that went. Like he said, like Zach and Nick went together and these guys went together. So it's probably just the fact that he doesn't have that someone. It's probably not this school.
It'd be really interesting to see like how he does his transition and everything.
And she said most of them like it really only takes them a few days.
Yeah.
Like
And you know,
they
grade
really.
6 isn't a bad time to go and fit in with other kids. Like, see if it was grade like 10 or 11. That's
And he'll even know people there from the
the other grades.
the grades that went up to see year before him, he'll know that. So it won't be as bad.
I think it's a good mix. Like, you get that, and then they do go on to have more socialization.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not like they're there until grade 12 and that's the education they have.
I mean, it's almost like being homeschooled and then transitioning into public school.
So they start the Terry Fox run.
They dip their legs into the ocean, like Terry Fox did at the beginning.
Yeah, so instead of just doing a walk around the island, they will actually make each location that Terry Fox went to, and they'll do something different for each one. And at the very end,
Every
she
province.
changes it. Every province, and she changes it. They actually make
all the
them
way
go
to
all the way to
Vancouver. He didn't make his
and then
way
they
all the way
also-
there, but they do. Which is
and
great.
they actually like dump the water in like Terry Fox wanted to.
Yeah.
Which is that's so amazing.
Yeah.
That's so amazing.
It really is.
Yeah. I
So
guess
interactive, and she said it's like a geography lesson mixed in with Terry Fox fun. So
it's even more than just geography. Like it's all kinds of different ones.
I know she mentioned, you know, if the school had less than 2 students, they would close it for sort of fear about the socialization issues. Do you think that, I mean, that seemed to me like that would be a big worry, the difficulty of only having, you know, 2 or 3 other kids around for them to play with?
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I mean, this is a very special situation. It's an island. People live on that island because their work keeps them there. They're mostly fishing families, the ones who would have children and who would stay. So those children are going to be there, and they're being socialized into the life of that community, whatever it is, and their peers are whoever they are. So to take those children across the water, you know, an hour in each direction, and on a bus in addition to that, in order to socialize them into some bigger world, seems to me a little bit odd for you know, children, young children. You know, obviously when they get to grade 6 and beyond, they need to see a bigger world, and they do see a bigger world. They're ferried out for their schooling, and that makes sense. So I'm not sure I buy the socialization argument. You know, we've got long histories of people who have homeschooled their children. Children go to school in all kinds of circumstances, and they're socialized into the world that they find around them.
In make and break harbor, the boats are so few. Too many are pulled up and rotten. Most houses stand empty, old nets hung to dry are blown away, lost and forgotten.